أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خيرة الأنبياء والمرسلين حبيب الله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers, sisters. Eid Mubarak to all of you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept your fastings and prayers during the month of Ramadan. Today I would like to share with you a few words about the meaning of ilm in Quran. Of course, we cannot cover all aspects and meanings of this noble concept in the Holy Quran in the short time that we have, which is about 5 minutes. So I will only try to share with you one point about the admired knowledge of human being as it is described in the Holy Quran. Quran in different verses encourages us to think and to learn, and talks about different prophets sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to people to teach them and to help them to achieve knowledge. The question is that what type of knowledge is recommended by Quran to have? If I, for instance, fell down now and go unconscious, the first thing that people around me will do is to check the effects of life in me, to see if I'm breathing or not, to check my heart beating, and so on and so forth. But they will look for the effects of life in me. According to Quran, the effects of this recommended knowledge is that it moves you, it motivates you, and provide you with enough reason to act upon it. This is the key point of my discussion. This is the knowledge that is referred to by some contemporary Islamic philosophers as living knowledge. As living knowledge. Why is it called living? Because it is alive. Because it has effects. It moves us and motivates us to act upon it. Allama Tabatabai Ridwanullah Ta'ala in Tafsir al-Mizan, he says that when knowledge comes to you, if you act upon it, it stays with you. And if not, it leaves you. Of course, it doesn't mean that you won't be able to remember it, but the point is that we usually do not refer to those knowledge that we archived in the back of our minds. From what we said, we can understand that knowledge is admired by Quran only if it is acted upon. Some may ask themselves that why, although we have so much knowledge about Islamic teachings, but we rarely act upon them and they do not make any changes in our lives. The answer is that because those kinds of knowledge are not living knowledge. So what to do to have living knowledge? The answer is that when we receive some sort of knowledge, for instance, about how to consume the blessings of God, such as food and drink and clothes and so on and so forth, we need to think about it as much as possible. Think about what? To think about the benefits of doing that action for ourselves and the harms that we may face and encounter with if we avoid doing that and leave doing that. Repetition of thinking about these points, these benefits and harms, and studying about them and learning about them will change the priorities of our nature. Our mind, for being very busy with the importance of acting based on this knowledge, it will be persuaded that doing this is more necessary for me than doing any other actions or many other actions. And as soon as, for instance, my mind comes to this conclusion, to this judgment, as soon as it makes this judgment that acting upon this knowledge is necessary for me, I will find the will, the strength, and the motivation within myself to act upon this knowledge. And consequently, I will perform it. If I keep performing upon this knowledge, it will become one of my habits gradually. And if I keep this habit, it will become part of my nature. So I will be recognized by that characteristic. And that is about the living knowledge. So living knowledge is the knowledge that motivates you. And for being motivated, we need to first learn about the benefits and the benefits of performing it for ourselves, and to know about the harms of living it and thinking about it and repeating it. And that's why we read in the Holy Quran about tadakkur. Tadakkur means to remind yourself about something that you know already. But you need to remind yourself of the knowledge that you have, because it is beneficial. It helps your mind to understand that this is the priority for you. So you will find the iron will within yourself, the enough strength to act upon it. So what is the best time for achieving this living knowledge? Is when we are youth or young. According to the hadith from Imam Ali alayhi salam, he says the hearts of the youth are like the soil that is ready for planting the seeds of knowledge. Whatever you put it, it accepts it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala enable us to achieve the living knowledge and to make it as one of our habits, or even more, change our personality and characteristics based on different kinds of useful knowledge that we receive from the Holy Quran and from scholars. And I am grateful to all those people who contributed to the Ramadan program, especially those who worked with our youth and young people to teach them Quran and Islamic teachings. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give them long and felicitous life. And sallu ala nabiyyi wa alihi.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Thank you very much, Sheikh Pakdin. Jazakumullah khair. May Allah accept our prayers and what you have asked for everybody. Inshallah.